my husband. This is Willie Willis.
This is my darling wife, the love of my life, Wildred Willis.
We've been married for 51 years, and we are still happily married.
Can you guys tell me the story of how you met?
Well, Willie's mother was living upstairs, renting an apartment from my brother and his wife. Willie's mother came downstairs to pay her rent November the 1st, and I was babysitting. So she wanted me to tell my sister-in-law and my brother to come upstairs and play cards. Of course I like to play cards. I like to play bidwiz. So I agreed to come back and play cards with them. And I went up, and Willie's mother introduced us. She introduced Willie, his first cousin was up there. She introduced her like that was Willie's wife, her daughter, and her husband, so the four of them. So I was the oddball out of the group. Willie and I was partners all night. So we won the game. Then I said, well, I think it's time for me to go. It's getting late. So he said, I'll walk you down to your car. And I said, okay. So the whole family, the whole group decided, the four of them, that they would walk me down to my car. So then he asked me if I would go for a nightcap. And I said, a nightcap? He said, yeah. I said, you know, you're a dirty old man. She said, why would you call me a dirty old man? I said, there's your wife. And you asking me to go for a nightcap. He says, I don't have a wife. Right away, he hurried up and called them over to the car, and they verified that he didn't have a wife. So he asked if he could have my phone number. And he didn't have paper, he didn't have pen, nothing.
She attracted my attention sitting there playing cards. And you know, she's just different than most women that I had met in Milwaukee. And I thought if there was a chance that I could see her again, I'd like to try and do it. And so I got that chance.
The third time he called, he was over to his friend's house, and he said, he told his friend, I'm giving her one more chance to talk. She said she was cooking. Turn that darn pot off and talk to me if she wants to talk to me. Well, that third time, you know, they say when there's 3 strikes, you out. So he called the third time, and I talked with him. You know, first he said he couldn't come over until after he had watched the football game. And I said, well, I have a TV. You can watch the football game here. He said, well, I have to eat dinner. I said, well, I cook dinner on Sundays. You can eat here. So he said, okay. And all he was dressed. He had on an iridescent suit. I mean, he had the shoes shine from the toe all the way. He knocked me off my feet. It's like, ooh, I haven't seen a man dressed like this.
Well, she was very nice. She was different, somewhat different than most women that I had met. And so that impressed me. And another thing impressed me that she made dinner and let me watch football. Because back then, lots of women wasn't into football. and they care less about sports. And most women want you to take them out to dinner, not make dinner for you.
Yeah.
And so it was a very pleasant evening, and I enjoyed it. And I've been enjoying it ever since.
Well,
Go ahead.
well, I think that we have accomplished a lot by getting married and having our family. We had our 2 boys, and then we have 3 grandchildren.
Your dad told us, said, there's no marriages like yours anymore. Because they never saw us arguing, disagreeing. See, we discussed everything between the 2 of us before we, would try to force it upon one or the other. We came to agreement.
I think that's a great accomplishment when you can actually say that you've been happy. Now, to be married is one thing, but to be happily married is altogether totally different. I'm happily married with my 2 sons and their accomplishment. So far, I'm happy with my 3 grandchildren. I think it was meant to be, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.